Hey guys, Fulldrake here. Today's theme is the occult mysteries and one of the serious topic. I never talked about this, but I planning to do the video. But as I used to do this right now, just to comment, it's really easy to talk. I decided to make the audio recording for all you guys who are practicing meditation, yoga, bioenergy, ideology, astrology. It's really dangerous thing. It's a demon thing, and to realize in this segment what is the cause of all mental disorders, we will cover occult mysteries. And there is a web page, actually there is a site that talks about this usual problem in America. So many people are in stress, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, bipolar PTSD. They don't know what's the cause of it. They think it's a stress. Actually, we will talk about a stress and what is actually stress. For some people, stress is something that is stress within self, in the brain. So we will talk about stressors and stress in the next audio recording. But now we will move on to this topic and say more about it. There's lots of information here. You can see it for yourself, but I'm going to read lots of things and I'm gonna comment. So let's begin. The aim of this website is to provide those sincerely seeking ancient wisdom and occult truth with facts. So this one is with the facts. There's no lies here. It's all really seriously covered. So let's move on. A message to all visitors. A tremendous amount of misinformation and fantasy is now being published on the internet and in books on a wide variety of occult and mystical subjects. Some of the authors of this tide of fallacies mean well, many more do not, and it all spells dire trouble for those genuinely in search of truth. Occult teachings, which are interpreted in such a manner that they are almost right, leads to the direst misconceptions, even of the most profound thinkers of all times, and it is these slight differences which do the most harm and lead to so much confusion in all kinds of teachings of all times and places. So this is coming from Hinduism and Buddhism thinking, and they think this way, that enlightenment is reachable, you reach enlightenment, and it's a battle in the mind. You need to battle with all these demons inside of you. And here we're gonna see, they will say opposite thing actually. What is occult? So don't listen any paganic thinking and system, because it's all lies they selling you. That's what I'm telling you right now. So let's move on with the text. We cannot emphasize this too much, and moreover, these slight errors lead to wishful thinking, so fantasy and fancy, and in the end to sheer lunacy. To believe that because of teaching comes from India, China, Tibet, or any other place in the East or West, such as teaching must be right is again a gross error, and we warn you to be most careful before accepting such teachings as true. One of the reasons we launched this website nearly 6 years ago was to combat the deluge of half-truths, speculations, conspiracy theories, and misconceptions now being promoted by all and sundry via every conceivable media. Many readers will pass up by once they see that we provide no glamour, thrills, or fantasies. That is their prerogative, and we wish them well. But for the few who stay and read our many articles and books, there is inspiration, comfort, and nourishment, and plenty of body, mind, and spirit. So, misconceptions about the occult. This is the main theme now. So we covered the beginning. Here's some real informations. The occult is not what most people think it is. Not one person in 10 million or one occultist in 1,000 has the slightest idea of what the occult really is. You may think this is an exaggeration. We assure you it is not. Moreover, if you read even a fraction of the articles we have published, you will agree with our statement. The first misconception we aim to correct is that the occult is evil. So From the very beginning, they said is evil, so it's a demon thing. Panic attacks, schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, bipolar, PTSD, depersonalization, derealization, whatever you ever want to call it. These are all corpus of diseases that's coming from this specter. It's really demonic specter, and you need to know a Bible a little bit from the beginning to know what kind of world you are in, because it's not a fantasy, it's not a meditation, it's not a alpha, beta state of the brain, or delta, theta. So it's really, they saying the truth here. And from the very beginning they say is evil. And let's move on. It is not, neither is it anti-religion, nor has it anything to do with black magic or witchcraft, nor do we promote such subjects in any of our articles. What we do promote are the teaching of the wise philosophers and spiritual masters of the past and present, none of which can conflict in any way with the highest ideals of any religion. More than one religious visitors to this website has been shocked to find articles about God and then hidden wisdom in the Bible here. This is not surprising considering that a world occult is nowadays mostly associated with all that is evil. But all the word so really means is hidden. It is in this correct sense that the word is used by doctors to describe blood that is not visibly apparent. The same definition applies to the occult mysteries, that is knowledge and truth which is not visibly apparent. This is the only sense in which we use to do the word. Many people ask why such knowledge and truth has been hidden from the world. The simple answer is to prevent it being misused. There has never been a single teacher of the eternal verities who did not withhold the hidden or occult mysteries from the multitude. Jesus, for instance, tells his chosen discipline that unto you it's given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but to others in parable. So you can read this in Bible, Luke 8:10. We find Saint Paul saying the same in his letter to the Corinthians. We speak wisdom among them that are perfect. Perfect in the sense that Paul uses it refers to the perfecti, which was the title of those who had been initiated into the Greek mysteries, of which Paul himself was an initiate. Pythagoras used the same word to describe those whom he initiated into his academy. You may ask that if occult knowledge and truth has been hidden from the multitude, why are we now making it public? This is a good question. The answer is because the time is right to reveal some of it. We emphasize some because the higher occult mysteries can only be imparted to those who can be trusted not to misuse or reveal them. You can read about the reasons for this secrecy in our occult fact, they said here. You can go to the link of the page. It's called Occult Mysteries. You will see these links here. Yet the more simple laws of occult science we discuss in many of our articles should never have been hidden, for this has done incalculable harm to humanity. They grope in the dark and make the most appealing errors with the best of intentions. There has never been a time when the knowledge of these laws was more vitally needed than today, a time when fear and menace stalk the world, hunger and disease afflict millions. Wars strew the smiling earth with death, and the hearts of God's lost children cry out for answers. Answers neither church nor state, least of all materialist science, can provide. This is the sole purpose of this website, to bring the one light of truth to all those that are willing and capable of recognizing and receiving it. So basically, people are perceiving world in the fantasy land. They think we who know the truth, we live in a fantasy land, we actually know the real truth, and we want to know more. That's why we're researching. They are not researching, they keep practicing what they're told, and they have their own practices, meditation, yoga, astrology. They think it's going to be better. And for the 3 months, the demon attacks them, and they have a panic attacks at night, they have schizophrenia, voices in their heads, people think. So let's a little bit stop here for a second to talk about that. Schizophrenia, for example. People say it's a mental disorder, and in some way it's a spiritual mental disorder, because these spiritual beings, demons, are overwatch you, so they know, they observe everything you do, and they do something immoral, whatever it was: smoking, drinking alcohol, watching pornography is the biggest, I will say, scheme for the demon attack. And all of a sudden they have a panic attack and they don't know why. The reason why is because demon is, I will say, this is something we can really think about. Demons can attack people, can really torture human mind. And people been saying, my mind is torturing me. So they have an anxiety, panic attacks, and they think the first thing, so it comes to their mind, is that there's something wrong with my mind. So there's some kind of chemical changes. That's a lie. It really doesn't make any sense. So these are the demons who are attacking your brain because you've been living immoral. If you're living moral, you will never have any problems with demons and the panic attacks and schizophrenia and everything. So these people are all demonized, I will say. And it is true. We see phenomenons, and these beings, those UFOs, are really fascinating, and they sending us a message to realize that we're not alone in this world. We're not living in some matrix, people. And this is the reality. This is not a fantasy. And we need to accept it. You can accept it, you don't have to accept it. But it is a fact. So, let's move on. It will be heard by the dull and the brilliant, the pure and the impure, the stupid and the wise, and those in between such conditions of mind, who all need what they are qualified to take of the shining pearls of holy wisdom, which have gathered together for the benefit of all mankind. So, I think this is it for this audio. I think I get to you for some people. These are some informations that you can think about. You don't need to change your belief. You don't need to change your beliefs of the world. You just go with the flow. Go with what you think. But if you're practicing meditation or yoga on any kind of occultic practice, you need to know that all these practices are from Hinduism and Buddhism, Tibet, Nepal, China. So if you practice meditation, yoga, I will suggest to stop it right now, because you don't know what is going on. After each practice, you will feel hypnotized in alpha state, and you will have a feeling that you're relaxed. You are relaxed a few days, and that's what Leo, the actualize.org. So it might be that I'm bashing it right now, but I think it is true. He's trying to convince you that this all is good for you. This is all good for your spirit. And all of a sudden, they're all talking about it, and I just waiting for someone to tell me, I saw some silhouettes, because these stories are all around the internet. People been seeing all crazy stuffs, and they really don't know what it is. Sleep paralysis, for example. It happens when you're asleep, when you're in a REM state, and you're paralyzed. Everything is paralyzed, but your eyes are still open. You can move, you're paralyzed. So many scientists now and philosophers are thinking about that it is preventing you, so the paralysis is preventing you to just walk around and at a moonlight. That's a nonsense, I think. Something else has paralyzed you, and people who are having nightmares. People who are having nightmares are demonized. They've been watching horrors at night, and I don't know how these people can sleep peacefully. Because if you don't have a peace, there's something wrong. So you need to really have a control over yourself. Be the legend. And I watch that way that you don't need to listen what everybody says to you. Just go with your belief and just don't practice all by yourself. Just ask any meditator, yoga guru, what is the meaning of the real these practices. Don't mention to the guru occult. That word they don't want to hear. So for them that is enlightenment, and they will reach that enlightenment. They say, I will reach that enlightenment for hundreds of years, 2,000 years, blah blah blah. These things are not a game. There's some deep things, and all those people who are meditating are demonized. They've been fighting peace within themselves, but avoiding real life actions. So it's really interesting that meditation can really paralyze you, paralyze your brain in alpha state, not to thinking critically about things, and demons slowly observing you. You do nothing. Every day it's meditation. You feel the pressure in your head, and that pressure in your head is something else, from some other sort. So guys, that was the occult mysteries. More information is on occult mysteries. Till the next time, catch you later, guys.